Yeah, I know.
Yes.
No, I've hit a few of them over the years.
For all the teachers managing for adding a day.
No, I think I think they want days off more than kids now.
Well, we just did it at the school.
It's pretty stressful for these
It was
teachers nowadays.
Like, how long was that? I think I don't know.
Last snow.
Kurt, you were supposed to be in Dysart last Wednesday. They were pretty disappointed that there was not a one supervisor there. And I did say, well, Hilmer's supposed to be here.
I saw him about 15 minutes before you guys did.
At the school?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
He came out.
Say you were there.
at the middle
At the
school.
school,
Yeah, his granddaughter teaches there,
Oh,
Yeah.
so. That little fart still moves around pretty good.
He does.
I mean,
He can do more push-ups than you.
well, I'm sure,
And me.
yeah.
I
Maybe.
don't know what that says. I'm pretty sure that doesn't say good for you guys.
I got this.
Hey,
Says he. Sit me down.
you can't push the,
Oh, yes, he can't push. Sir, let's go on. Okay. Go ahead and say the pledge of allegiance. Oh, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning. It's 8:30, we have a quorum. First thing we need to do is to approve the agenda. So moved. Second. Been moved and seconded, discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Next thing we need to do is to discuss, with possible action to withdraw from the opioid PBM litigation.
Public comment.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think we need to jump to this
It's up to
maybe.
you. You still have public comments.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Yep.
We have to-
We'll come back. This is a pretty timely item. We need to get with, take action and then we need to send it off right away because they're,
I knew.
behind us in that. So I don't know if that helps us or hurts us. I
Okay.
think it hurts us.
Maybe you
Or it
want,
helps.
that's fine.
So I just want to, provide some opening comments. We received an email, from our attorney that's representing us on the opioid settlement funds. And they're having test cases across the country, but they've lost the last 3 because we haven't had timely responses from all the people who are litigants. And so they've asked or they've requested for all counties, 50,000 in population or less to withdraw. We sent this off to Brent Heron. Brent's suggestion was that we follow the attorney's advice and that we would withdraw, from the litigation. We have sent it out. It's a confidential document due to attorney-client privilege, so we can't release that at this time. But it was a recommendation of Brent that we go ahead and withdraw. As long as we have so many people, we're not going to be successful anyway. Due to we missed these deadlines of filing important papers, because everybody on the lawsuit has to agree and answer back to them, I think by 11 o'clock. So we want to put this on the front end and then, get it signed or get it approved or whatever. And then Karen's gonna, just ask one for office staff to send it over as soon as we take action on it, either one way or another, so.
I'll move that we withdraw from the opioid PBM litigation.
I'll second that. Been moved and seconded, discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Thanks, Marie.
Thank God.
I'm ready to do it.
So we're good, aren't we? Good. Time if you guys wanted to know why we were in a
Oh, it's,
Well, they need time to prepare a full document. We need to enter into this.
The opioid litigation.
The opioid litigation is, we're gonna open up for public comments. You let us off. So
there you go.
the opioid litigation is, a lawsuit against the drug companies, for prescribing or over prescribing opioids from, in the past. And so those lawsuits were successful, but there's still ongoing litigation. We've received some opioid funds because of the the lawsuit. Everybody that was a participant in the lawsuit has received funds. And we're scheduled to receive funds for about the next 18 to 19 years. Some of the companies, some of the pharmacies and the drug companies have paid in advance 5 years. So we are sitting with about this a little bit over $100,000. Company is specifically designated to remediate the opioid epidemic that might be coming our way.
I had heard about it in the past, I didn't know it's.
Yep. Yep. The other funds will continue, but any future litigation on this particular suit, we won't be a partner for. So we're in public comment. Anybody else have anything that they'd like to say during public comment?
Yeah, I'd like to ask about, last week you had the, Aflac and Liberty National here. Are we gonna allow any commercials, anybody to come and do it? And then I'm just wondering how much time will it take to be the payroll? Payroll can come talk, but I don't know that I think it should go through the county, even though I know your employees will be paying this. But why are we doing this? Why are we allowing them to talk? Because there's all kinds of companies, you can get all kinds of other companies. I might come and talk about, selling my vegetables to them, and then well, it's gonna be help. I mean, it's help. That's what this is all about. That's all the time is, with help, you know, so I don't know. Unless it's not a hassle for payroll, I don't know. I'm just asking the question.
Yep. We'll discuss that more because I don't.
I see it's on.
Yep, we'll discuss that when it comes. I can't probably give you a definitive answer.
So I'm Karen, and I had a very lengthy conversation yesterday, phone, with a young man that is just so distraught over so many things in this county. And I suggested to him that since several of us have been here for 3.5 years, maybe he'd like to come and talk about one of his many items. One of them was, there were so many. One was the roads. Well, I think Ben's doing a really good job with the roads, so I would want the specific road. But in the future, I think there's a lot of complaining out there in our county. If you have a complaint, we're here every Monday morning, and you guys would like to know, and you're approachable, and you don't bite anybody. You guys are really kind, kinder than probably most of people in Tama County. So anyhow, I just wanted you to know that I am recommending to people that if they have things they want brought up, get here and be specific, and you guys will hear what they have to say. So, and then I don't know if you know that Larry Winklebutt passed away, so that, you know, thing up. Bring that up too. He's been with us for a long time, our group. Good job.
I had heard that. Anybody else?
I just will add that Larry is John's father, and they're meeting with the family this morning. So it'll be on Overton's website by this afternoon. Details.
John was just in here on Friday.
Passed away on his way back.
Oh,
Oh.
goodness. Oh, really? Yeah. Anybody else? Okay, we'll close public comments. Is there anybody online? Do they have any questions or?
Nobody's like raised it. No chat or anything.
Okay. I keep forgetting to acknowledge it. Okay. Let's drop down to the canvas. Minutes, excuse me, discuss and approve 3/17/25 and canvas minutes 3/17/25.
So,
Yeah,
I'll second.
been moved and seconded. Any discussions or corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
I,
Opposed, motion carries. Ben, This is you, discussion of possible action to approve signing final plans for SDP, SC. Oh, yeah. Yep. It's all you.
Okay, I'll just print out a different map of, rock hauling, cause it just had, in red are the, we are doing the Tama County for the rock hauling. So, last Wednesday, they finished, contract rock hauling, it took around seven working days. And we have about 17,000 bucks. Luckily, the spring has been pretty nice to us so far, so we'll keep putting rock down and, trying to avoid any, I don't expect to get too many cross boils with the amount of moisture we got in the fall and whatnot, so. Just kind of the overview on where we're sitting at rock roads right now. Then, our guys, they've finished hauling on 380th Street and 400th Street. And this next week, they'll be, or I guess this week. I write these up on Friday morning so that it gets a little confusing how I should put it in here, but anyway, so 245th Street, west of Blue Tier is where we'll be kind of shooting for this week, so. And then we got a wooden box culvert we're replacing on 200th Street, instead of K Avenue. Should get that finished up here early this week, and then once that's finished, we're moving to a culvert on N Avenue, just north of E29. Then
Ben, are those just random ones that need worked on or?
those are ones that, I guess with Kirk and Michael that had come in for Salt Creek, they had, notified us that they didn't pass, so those are ones that are under 200, or under 20 feet. So we don't inspect those regularly or, and so they load rated those and they were like, well, the first on the culvert on N Avenue is completely crushed.
Mhm.
And then on the wooden box, there's some warping to it, so it's needing to be
Okay,
definitely replaced.
do we pay for that or did they pay for that?
They'll be reimbursed us. So we'll give them the cost of the culvert and our labor and equipment. Send them off so that they should reimburse.
Okay, they'd reimburse pretty quickly on it. They get their timeline or
I think once we send them the information.
the bill. Okay,
Get back to us.
So these got put above your regular priority list because of their report.
Yeah, because of their report and I mean, usually on some of those type of structures, we see a hole in the road. Get a, one of our graders or something. That's where we're kind of like, okay, we gotta take care of this right now. And seeing those structures and knowing that they weren't gonna, hold the weight for what they're gonna, all the different equipment and stuff like that falling across, so. That was kind of the reasoning behind it.
thank you.
And then, I have final plans. Let's say, so saying that. Just action to approve the final plans for E66. We're going from just kind of where the concrete, west side, the new approach that they built on Highway 30, going asphalt all the way to kind of the bridge there, and then we'll be doing some more asphalt replacement. We're gonna replace some concrete asphalt in that kind of section where it leads up to Highway 21.
And do you remove it completely or are you just grinding it down or
We're
the old?
the worst section will be moving completely and replacing with asphalt, so. That's,
Is asphalt cheaper than concrete right now?
yeah, it's typically, I mean, typically it's a lot cheaper.
We need a motion. I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded, to approve, signing final plans, for this road project on E66. And then that would authorize you to sign digitally now, or do we?
I've already signed, so I would just need your signature on the final plans
Plans, okay.
itself. So that's what this was. Yeah, so this, on that, bids for this project won't be until June. This is kind of one of those things that I have to send this to, give this to the DOT and all the different, things that they need to do to try to get this project set up with funding and all that stuff. We've already signed the funding agreement for this. So I'm anticipating, I guess, with the letting to be in June, that either the early fall or maybe even next spring, depending on where contractors are at with things, so.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
All right.
Sign this, right?
I'll slowly.
I'll start with I'll just do one too. Sign over the chair.
I haven't done that like this for.
Easily making it.
Sign up there? I won't.
You're saying 5 people, there's a chance of an error, right?
My chair. When I
Yep,
give them some, it'd be like, hey, give me like 3 or 4.
Pretty
just in
much.
case.
good idea.
And then I guess I have 2 utility permits. One with Part of Iowa, Communications. They have, they're planning to, plow through AA and then it'd be 110th Street. So just kind of in that just northwest corner, that they'll be doing that, see. That is the end, like what I had. Kind of. He sent me an email kind of letting him know what their plans were. So they're kind of coming from AA all the way down and then. I guess I don't know if you have any other questions or
Is that gonna affect any of the new rock you just put on there?
Yeah, it will. So, I mean, obviously, ideally with timing wise and could be great to know that.
Probably,
I just found out last week, so.
probably not a bad thing, cause we'd have to rock it afterwards anyway.
Yeah.
Not a good thing, but it's really not a bad thing.
Can they just push it to the side or what?
Well,
I mean,
they do scrape it over.
Tear it over.
Yeah.
Back in the ditch, they scrape it in.
Oh,
Yeah.
whoops. Oh,
Thanks, Kurt.
Oh, sorry.
Down there.
Sarcasm, everybody.
Public discussion now.
Wheelbarrow shovel.
It's
just other than go.
The other one is, water line, that a landowner is wanting to put, he's gonna for some cattle on the south, so he owns the field south, just south, of his property. And so he's wanting to, the water line underneath the road on each side. be needing to put, since he's not a public utility, I'd be one that marker or something with paint or whatnot to indicate, hey, this is where a water line's crossing. So,
So is he going to do the work himself? Is he going to contract out or?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he wouldn't be plowing through the road.
Mhm. That was, I'll make sure it's done right, for sure.
Tough one, right?
You want a motion to do both, or
Yep.
do we have to do one? Yeah, I'll make that motion that we accept both permits.
Been moved,
I'll second it.
been seconded. Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, thank you, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.
Next thing on the agenda, I placed on there, we need to have you guys set up a public hearing for the upcoming fiscal year 26 budget to be adopted.
Okay.
So I will go with whatever date and time you guys prefer. In the past, it's always been done at your morning meetings on a Monday. It'll be up to you when you guys want to do it.
What's the rough timeline that you're thinking, like what would be a
I
rough
would like to
date?
do it by April 21st. I was hoping April 21st would be the day or around that area. That way it has time to be published and then we still have time to get it to the state for certified.
We do it next week at 8? Jeez, such a deadly look.
So is that, Karen, is that the last day that we could do it and you
So
mentioned?
you have until April 30th to certify to the state. So you can do it anytime between April 1st and April 30th. Well, as long as you get it published, but
How long
Well,
does
that's
that
my
take?
question. So is the 21st the day that you would like us to do it?
correct, the 21st is the day I would like you to do it because we will publish it. Make sure by this Friday, published on the 4th. That gives us 2 weeks to have it in the paper in case the paper doesn't get it in on the 11th.
Right.
Then we can have it, the paper on the 18th. Well, two paper on the, and the paper on the 4th, and not a paper on the 4th, so we did paper on the 11th, still hold the public hearing on the 21st.
So you want it on the 21st?
I'd like it on the
Why
21st.
did you say that?
She did say that, Kurt.
Okay.
Should,
So, and I'll make a motion that put it the 21st in our, or around our 8
So
o'clock
if you're
meeting.
gonna do it in your meeting, I'd recommend at 8:45.
Okay, at 8:45.
Okay.
And then I'd like for some discussion after somebody seconds.
I'll second that.
Okay.
How's that? That was
Mr.
discussion.
Chairman, can we have some discussion?
Now what do you want?
So we have a meeting tomorrow evening because of the outrage, I'll just say about the levy and taxes and so forth. Based on what happens tomorrow, maybe we should also then consider doing another meeting in the evening prior to that. That was a discussion of it. But I think we need to base on what happens tomorrow because
Yeah.
I would hope for folks to show up because we're setting everything up, but if it's like 3 people that show up.
There'll be more than that, I bet.
I bet there'll be at least 4.
There'll be at least 5. We're gonna be there.
Oh, that's right.
So anyway, but I just wanted to throw that out there, that if we have a really good turnout tomorrow, then we can come back and maybe then put another meeting together
Okay.
prior to that.
Yeah. That was my concern. I was like, do we need to do another night meeting? But I think it's okay to do, like you said, let's see how tomorrow goes. I think
Sideshow.
it's gonna look a lot better than last year's budget looked. At least we won't, we're not projected to be in the hole because of the work this board has done. So I don't think there'll be as many concerns. So I'm okay with doing the 8:45.
There shouldn't be a whole lot of information between the, and their hearing. So, I guess leave that in the balance as well. And we can set the public hearing and we can also have another public forum in between if there's a desire from the public to be further heard after our meeting tomorrow.
Yep.
Any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye. Oops, motion carries. All right, discussion, hold on just a second, Karen. Discussion and possible action to approve Aflac Liberty National representatives to come, present their companies to employees and allow for payroll deductions for those companies. And, those can be two separate items if we choose.
I know, talking to Michelle, I think right now it's a company like that comes in, needs to have at least 5 people get on board for her to do this. If we do something like this, I would maybe like to make it at least 10. That, I mean, so if they come in and they can't get any more than 10 people to sign up for it, it won't be coming off.
Make it worth the time.
Make it worth its time, yeah, yeah.
That or another suggestion I would make even, the idea of maybe, the board needs to look at all the companies that have offered to us, make a decision on offering one and just being set, this is what we will offer. If you want insurance from other companies, you're on your own type of a deal. You know, it comes down to how long do we continue to just do, you know, I've got things that one person participates in. And you can change what we do about it. So it also comes down to, would it be smarter to pick a company or two? And just, this is, you know, these are the ones that offer these products. If you want it by payroll deduction, if you want another company, you'd have to do that on your own. I mean, I don't have the answer, but I do think we need to maybe have more discussion and figure out a better system. So that we don't have, you know, right now, I think we have, some of the offerings, we have 2 or 3, maybe 4 different companies offering the same services. It's really confusing to the employee too, when you're trying to,
Right, those are already on our payroll.
yeah.
Why just have it from their own banking account? That's what I do. It makes it so much easier. I control it. I know when it's coming out. I monitor that. By having it done by a company, business or county, it's in a way making it easier for the insurance company rather than for the individual, I think.
I think, definitely possible. I think they're just trying to get a,
Well,
yeah, I mean, give them a reason to do it.
there is a benefit to the employee because it'd be pre-tax.
Right.
So they get it withheld from their paycheck pre-tax.
That, and they might have a special dollar amount too that you might not be able to.
Yeah, sometimes you can get a better rate.
Yeah, I think we just,
I mean, I wouldn't have, I'm not opposed to like Aflac and them, going ahead and reaching out to our employees and see what kind of an interest we have. Basically consider in looking at it, you want to say, we want a company, you know, might be something where we need to, you know, the board needs to just meet with the different companies that are already in and, you know, like Aflac who had interest. If they get enough interest that the employees are saying, yeah, we really like this company. And then like say, maybe pick a company going forward that we offer. And then, you know, we obviously think back, stop. I don't get anybody off from what they already have. But then from there forward, this is the company that, if you want these services, you know, these benefits, we would do payroll deduction, but we're not adding any new companies. Unless someone goes away, you know, like if we went with Aflac and then for some reason all of a sudden they quit carrying, you know, accident insurance. Then we could look at it, finding a company that would offer that, if that's something the county wants, they're to have the option to do payroll deduction on. I just think it would make more sense to maybe do a company instead of a whole bunch of companies offering the same benefits.
being first, or is it the June date? Like, which one is, would you consider enrollment for like health insurance and different insurance stuff?
I'm not a good one to ask that because I never really did the open enrollment part. I'm thinking,
For us, it was January, but I don't know if that was everybody else. I don't know if
yeah,
other-
well, you guys just started, so
Yeah, so-
enrollment's always what a new hire, when
Yeah.
they start. But I want to say we normally did open enrollment in July, but it's for calendar year. We do it fiscal year open enrollment, but the health insurance runs January to December.
Okay,
And so all this is for is to allow them or make a provision for them to contact our employees, whether it be an open
The fir-
meeting or something.
The first part of it, so
Yeah.
we could always, like Mark said, we could split and motion the first part if we don't wanna add to payroll yet, if we wanna give it a couple more months, see if other companies come in too. Decide if we're gonna do it all or one or nothing or what we're gonna do. So I guess I'm okay with doing a motion to approve Aflac and Liberty to talk with employees to get more discussion and interest.
And not allow the payroll.
Yeah, not at this point to do.
I'll second what you said.
Yeah.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to allow Liberty and Aflac, to come in and, present their benefits to our employees. I would assume that would just be coordinated through department heads or
I say it depend, I mean.
what's the
as he gets here,
instruction?
It'd be something that could either be coordinated through the department heads, it could be something where if they wanted to set up a meeting, a certain date or time, somewhere, I know that they've done it in the past at the bank room, we've had some do it at the libraries. And then we can put information out to our employees that if they're interested, they can go attend this meeting to get more information. So we need a feel for what employees are interested. That looks like.
Would I coordinate that through you or Paul?
You could coordinate that through me or Paul, either one, or together, include us both, that way.
Okay.
We can work together on getting.
Get that set up. Okay. I think in general, I'm for more companies. There's certain amount of quality that comes out of having competitive, bidding wars, I guess, through companies. If the company took a stance on one particular company and they excluded all the others, I think it's almost like saying, well, you have to get all your stuff from Walmart and Target and all the others are out. Then Walmart can offer an inferior product, but if you want it, that's where you have to get it. To qualify for the benefit, the discounts through the company or through the county and for, all those things, tax benefit that comes from that. So I'm not really for picking one particular company and excluding the others. I do think that we do need to have some kind of a provision, like if they want to be, part of our payroll, they should come and present as these two companies did. And then leave it up to the employees, but I don't think that we can be switching companies every 5 minutes either. I think that we do it at open enrollment time. It costs the county $0 to do it. It will create more work probably for our payroll person, but that's what, going on and off and on and off. We're not gonna do that. At the time that the employee is hired, the way that a lot of companies do, especially with Aflac, they'll give the employee the option of meeting with the Aflac representative. We won't even have to present their information usually. They'll come and present to the employee if the employee is interested. And that would be the expectation of the will be the one managing the actual. The other thing we'd be doing is the payroll deduction. So, even the administration of the policy, I think, is done through the company. Those are my thoughts on it. I think that having that initial information out there and letting them talk to the employees is a good benefit to kind of figure out, do we want to put them on the payroll deduction? Anyhow, with that said, we'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I'm next.
You're next. Oh, that's you, the wine slushies?
Yep. The next item on the agenda is for a temporary liquor license to Lucky Wife Wine Slushies.
Okay.
For an event that's gonna be held at the Tama County Market on May 11th.
That slushies or slushes?
So they usually have a truck, it's because they're at a location, so that's why they have to get a temporary, okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay,
Trailer.
Yep.
Whatever.
trailer,
Yeah.
food truck.
You haven't seen it?
I hope to go.
I've seen it, yeah. It was at Trailer last year at the festival.
Yeah, it's, Lori Hatchets and Corey Hatches.
I'll make that motion to approve the temporary liquor license for Lucky Life one.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? My only question was, does the applicant
Supervisor.
provide insurance, and they do
Yes.
to
Yeah,
the,
I think that's on the back, or I think on the back of one.
yeah, it says when it's effective and who it's through and all that, so they file proof of liability insurance. With their applications, but whatever you should have had a question, I want to make sure that we get that answer. Wait. If it's spam, we can hang out.
Time here, who do I contact if there's vandalism going on here in this?
What kind of vandalism are you talking about?
I never recall that.
Contact sheriff's office.
You bet, thank you.
I guess I heard the sheriff was the crook in this. I know that the.
Was it caught on
About
camera?
the budget cut.
I think it was.
I think
I don't
so.
think so.
What's this referring to, the caution tape?
Yes, sir.
Why is it there?
I don't know.
Story behind it?
There was a sign back here too.
Look.
Please look when backing.
I'm glad.
Yeah, I bet you would.
We're waiting for.
Case closed.
Yeah.
Liquor license for wines.
We got a motion in second, waiting to.
Okay,
We good?
Yeah.
All those in favor say aye. Opposed, motion carries. Next up, we have.
Me again. Another
You
one.
again.
So this next liquor license is for Fox Ridge Winery. It is one they do every year, so it's just their yearly renewal.
I'll make a motion for that.
Second to accept the liquor license for Foxford Winery. Is that a temporary one?
Nope, that one.
12 months, that's 12. Okay, you're on. Yep. Okay, discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Discussion, possible action to approve reappointing Doug Sinkonek to the Veterans Affairs Commission. When's your term up? Do you know when the term is up for?
Yeah, it was up
Doug?
last year. We just forgot to reappoint.
Okay. So does this need to be retroactive?
No,
Just, are they on a staggered?
they are staggered years,
And it's a 3-year.
every 3 years.
Okay, so this would be 3 years from today then?
Sure.
Okay, understood.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Alright, discussion and possible action to approve appointing Paul McCoy and Jay Owens to the EMS Advisory Council.
Yep, so I put that on there, okay, on the agenda. I had received an email from Julie, who's on the EMS Advisory Council, stating that Ken Tanner and Dr. Holly Heineman are no longer able to serve, and so they would like you guys to appoint Paul McCoy and Jay Owens to take their place on that advisory council.
I'll make the motion that we appoint Paul McCoy and Jay Owens to the EMS Advisory Council.
I'll second it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to, make that appointment. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, the motion carries. Next, discussion of possible action of hiring freeze exemptions. Do we have anybody?
We're having this week.
Okay, we just have that as a standing agenda item. Sometimes we'll get stuff over the weekend and if we don't have it on the agenda, we can't produce. It'll just be a standing item for a little while here. Discussion and discussion approve claims.
I have the claims here. We have a grand total. This is just numbers, 163, 425, period, 82. $163,425.82.
Okay,
I make a motion to approve it.
it's been moved.
I'll second it.
Second,
Well, I thought maybe you guys were sleeping. I would like to get involved.
any discussion?
The only discussion I'll add is I asked Karen about, there was some cameras, listed on there. I guess it's the sheriff department that ARPA funds was used for, correct, Karen?
Correct.
So that was about 47,000. So out of that total, it was the ARPA funds that were the federal money that was given here a couple of years ago that were going through. So in favor for that.
Is that how it works? If we pay it, then reimburse?
Yep, so it goes through the board of supervisors under your department.
I see it was in our report.
Yep, but it
Thanks
is
a
used
lot.
with ARPA funds, so you're not actually paying for this ARPA funds.
Yep. Put that in the sheriff next time.
What are yours?
Sure.
Are they in now? The cameras are all in?
So there's one in their waist on, but it's some weird 3D, 360 degrees, something or other. But
Oh,
other than
good.
that, they're all
Let's
They're all-
hope it can catch vandalism though,
In our offices.
in our office.
owl.
Just leave it running all the time.
Owls are normally nocturnals.
Thing of night vision.
Can
I'm
we,
not sure.
can we prove it?
Okay, further discussion. Here now, there's here's. Now, public comments again, Karen.
Well, I wasn't sure when to ask this. I want to go back to what David was saying about the meeting for tonight. Would you clarify time and place on that and exactly what that is, please?
Yes, we had a budget hearing that was scheduled for the morning, as has been done in the past several years. Karen had just reached out. There was no ill intent. She recommended a time. We approved it. Last year, there was nobody or one person showed up to the meeting and and it was probably David.
I hope it wasn't.
No, okay.
Somebody else. He's there.
David, just lied.
I said it probably was.
Probably was, well, okay. When we approved that, we didn't have any ill will to shut the public out. We just wanted to do what had been done in the past, I guess. We don't do that as a regular, practice. But, we didn't have any feedback, negatively until after it was already posted. And because it was posted immediately, we got together and decided we were going to have an evening meeting as well, which will be tomorrow at the Reining Center. And all of the public is welcome to come and weigh in. We'd like to keep it on the topic of the budget, which is a pretty broad topic, to answer any questions, to tell you what we've been up to as a board. I can tell you that we've worked a lot of hours to try to put together a budget that is balanced, that isn't going to project us going into the hole or overspending our revenues. Expenditures won't be over our revenues this year for the first time in at least 3 years that we can see looking back. And so we want to get that information out to the public and hear their feedback. That's why when we were setting this budget meeting, we want to see what comes out of that meeting tomorrow before we determine if we're going to have another night meeting or not, if one would be sufficient. Everybody can get their information out there, questions answered and all that before we publish it again. So
Time.
6 PM.
6 p.m. at the Reining Center.
As long as technology works, we're putting a PowerPoint together as well that we can do first and then let comments. That way it'll answer some questions hopefully for people. So
And will it be available to watch online?
probably not by the Marshall County guy said the owl would get super lost in that big room, but if we could figure out your tripod is gonna ask you, a nice idea from our homes. At least set up there to where we could at least put it online, or for sure the PowerPoint, I would think we could put up there, but we can try that and see if we can get it to them.
PowerPoint presentation, we can.
Yeah, that would be easy
Share
enough
that.
for sure, but we'll try to do that. It just won't be live and it won't be owl likely because of recommendation from the IT and Marshall County guy.
I can reach out to Ryan and see if he's available with his.
Okay,
We use this system for,
okay,
the scam prevention.
yeah, that'd be great.
It seemed to work pretty
Yeah.
good, so.
Yep.
I can reach out to him, see if he's available.
Okay.
Uh,
Thank you. Yeah,
You know,
that'd be
just
great.
Bring the projector, work, we've got the projector, microphones, all that, just.
one of his camera thing system has two microphones that are attached to the computer, so.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great. Just let us know.
He's probably listening, so I saw the name on
Is he
it.
on there?
Right?
Here.
Quite a bit.
Is that right? That'd be muted.
Be that way.
Be that.
Is Heather's mom bringing collages?
My mom.
Yeah, making them run.
My mom.
I don't know, probably not.
Ask.
I should ask Christine.
So you'll bring the equipment.
So after this, will this be presented then on a Monday morning meeting? I mean, we're having this then update. Well, so this is all, you'll be doing it then, but
And
if you approve the budget, will you be going through anything on a Monday morning
The following Monday, the 31st, we have set
at
for
8 o'clock?
Yeah,
Is that-
for tax
okay,
yeah,
that's
we'll
fine.
have another hearing,
Well,
so
that'd be-
if people
it'd be-
wanna come in then,
absolutely the same, probably without the PowerPoint, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, that's,
Right.
probably, with the room. Yeah,
thank you.
I think we'd let you shine twice.
He just wants to have another night he needs to put together.
Good, Richard.
Couple comments concerning, the supplemental insurance. If you guys decide to go with one company, I then make a suggestion, you put a time limit as far as how many years you stay with that company. I agree with you, Mark, that I like competition too. So one question, if the employees meet with this group, would that be outside of the work day? Would it be a night meeting? So that county wouldn't.
I would probably suggest 4 o'clock. I mean, after working out right after, something they can go from work to right to there instead of going home and having to come
When
back.
Aflac was here before and set up their meeting, they did like from 2 to 8 or something, so it accommodated our 24/7s also, that our all-day shift. So that they had an opportunity to get in there. So I would recommend that, but we have on it and have the employees to find a way to get there outside of work.
Sounds good to me. Thank you.
Sure. Anything else? Okay. If not, we'll close public comments. And we will adjourn at 9:17.